Hi, my name is Eric Young, and I'm the professor, facilitator, teacher for this class, COMM1270, Communication and Critical Thinking. And I'm glad to have you with me over the course of the summer for the next 7 weeks. I thought I'd record a quick video here and at least get you oriented to the syllabus and to some of the assignments and some of the thinking behind the class. I think it's always good for students to understand where their professor's coming from. I know when I was an undergrad, that always came in handy, especially on a class that can get maybe as controversial as this one. As we look at controversial topics, we explore them, we critically analyze them, and then form an argument. That's what we're going to do here, to go through and support our position, and then to form another argument that might go through and clash with somebody else's position. We're in a deficit, okay? We're riding right down the road of idiocy here in the United States when it comes to this idea of critical thinking and argumentation. And this is not the most important class you can take. That would be my interpersonal class. But this is one of the most important classes you can take to go through perhaps and start to analyze where you're coming from, what your automatic attitudes are, and how they relate to what you believe and what you think, as opposed to what might actually be the truth, the facts in terms of what's going on out there. So that's what we're going to try to do here. Now, don't drop the class yet, okay? We'll hopefully have something of value for you to take away with what's going on here. So I'm going to put my glasses on, and I'm going to pop out here into the syllabus and show you what's going on. If you're new to Canvas, you can navigate Canvas over here on the left-hand side. I've clicked on syllabus, and this is what comes up is the course syllabus for this. So the description here is that the class, this course will identify and explain concepts that you need to know and steps that you need to take to construct an argument. But in order to do so, you also need to be critical in your thinking process. So we're going to get into that, okay? Here are the outcomes, or what it is that I want you to be able to do by the end of the time that we're going to spend together. First, to understand the characteristics of critical thinking and argumentation. We'll get into that. Understand how argumentation serves a critical appraisal. The number one skill that employers are looking for these days is your ability to critically think, to problem solve, to take a look at as many solutions as possible, and through a process of critical thinking, be able to evaluate and select the best course of action you get into. And like I said, we're weak on this. There's not a whole lot of folks out there who have this as a marketable skill. Next, identify, analyze, and evaluate issues and their sources, where they're coming from. Build argumentative cases. Understand different types of arguments. We'll get into 3 of them here. Understand and evaluate evidence in arguments. Evidence is crucial to go through and support your claims that you'll be making. Understand the role of values and credibility in arguments. We'll get into a little rhetorical analysis on that in terms of pathos, logos, and ethos. And lastly, you will create a case, and then you will rebut a case from another student within this class, okay? The book I'm using for this is Logic and Contemporary Rhetoric, the Use of Reason in Everyday Life. If you click on that link, I think it'll take you out. Well, let's check it out and see. It'll take you out to Amazon, to where you can buy the book, okay? Probably the cheapest place there. Don't buy a new one, okay? Go away. You can rent one for $30 or buy one for $53. Okay, so that's there for you to be able to do. I'm going to click out of that and come back to what's going on. So that's here's what it is I'm going to try to do with you, okay, through these outcomes. Here's how I intend to do it. That happens in what's called the item pool. And there are a number of items within the item pool, like the line of reasoning assignments, the discussion posts we'll get into, your first constructive, the opposition constructive, and lastly, your recognizing default responses. All of these will be posted to your Canvas account, submitted online that way, and I'll go through and grade them. Now you'll see that each one of these has a link tied to them. And if you click on that link, it'll take you out to the rubric for each one of these. Now, some of these have a video included in them, like this one. Let's talk about the assignment, the line of reasoning assignment. There's that guy again. You just can't get away from him. But I'll go through and hopefully demonstrate to you what's going on with that assignment. Scroll down beyond that, and it gets into a description of the activity, and then it gets into the actual rubric, how you will be graded for this particular activity, for this assignment here. Okay. Now, if I were you, I would want to go through and read all of this and understand what it means so I can get, obviously, the most points possible that I can on the assignment. Even more critical than that, though, I don't care about your points, okay, just between you and me. I care about your actually changing the way you think, okay, the way you critically analyze what's going on. And a line of reasoning is asking you to do that. Now, I want to tell you about it right now, but I'm not going to keep this video short. So watch this video instead that pops up within the rubric to give you a better idea of what's going on. So I'm going to go back out of that and go back to the syllabus here, and I'm going to scroll down the item pool. Discussion posts, I'll click on that one. That comes out to the rubric here. I don't have a video for this, but it's pretty straightforward. Over the course of the semester, we're going to have certain topics that I'm going to post. Like the first one, I think, deals with civil rights. And then I'll have an artifact, a video perhaps, or an article or an editorial for you to look at or for you to read. And then I want you to post about it using the same argumentative skills that we're developing here in class. We'll do that over here on the discussions page. Okay, so I click on those. These are discussions that are coming up here. The first one is on civil rights, coming up on the 29th of June, which will be just at the end of our first week getting into it. And this is one of the requirements, one of the assignments is for you to get involved in this discussion with at least one post, and for you to go through and talk about somebody else's post as well in putting your position out there. So look for the artifact that comes up for that. Have I confused you yet? Let me go back to the syllabus. So I think you get the idea how each one of these then has a rubric attached to it, if not more of a video explanation. The first constructive is your case that we'll be doing toward the end of the semester. And at the end, or the last 2 weeks of the semester, you'll get into the opposition case. So your first constructive is your case as if it were an opening argument to a jury, if we were doing something dealing with social justice, whatever. And there's a template that goes along with that that teaches you how to go through and form that constructive. The opposition takes your opponents, and I use that term loosely here, we're all friends, but it takes the first constructive that you've decided to attack and create an opposition against that case. Okay, so we're going to develop a critical approach here to public discourse, really, which is what this is all about, which is something that we're not seeing currently within social media channels or even traditional media channels. It's out the window. Too far gone, I'm afraid, in some respects. Lastly, then, we'll get into this. It's a response, recognizing your own default responses. And this is based on another video that you could find here if you click on that. I'll wait, and I'll come back to this a little bit later on in the semester when we get down to doing it. But again, the rubric is there and shows you what it is that I'll be looking for in terms of your post with what's going on. Let me go back out to the syllabus. And I'm going to scroll down past the item pool, and then I get into all the other syllabus stuff that's supposed to be in there. Make sure you read through this information, because this really acts as a contract between you and I in terms of the class concern, all right? Down at the bottom probably is one of the most, is our calendar. And if you're ever wondering, well, what are we doing today? It's going to show up here. And currently, I have all the assignments posted here and all their due dates, all right? And again, like the links that we had a little earlier. Let's click on this one, discussion civil rights. This will take you out then to the rubric for this and shows you what it is that I'm expecting you to do for that activity. Okay, so I'm hoping this answers some initial questions for you. I'm hoping I'll also maybe create some more questions with you. If you have those questions, there are a number of ways that you can post them. What I'd prefer is that you go into discussions and put them up. Okay, and so we all can benefit from your question, and I can go through and find it there and answer. Or you can email me directly at young@dixie.edu. I'm also going to set up an email specifically for this class, and it'll probably be like COMM1270 @gmail.com. Where we could have, I could follow all of your questions a little bit better. So look for that to show up here. So a number of ways to go through and get a hold of me. The last way here, and I don't know if this shows up on your page or not, is you could phone my office phone and then leave a message, and that will get pushed to my iPhone wherever I am. I travel a lot. It's the reason why I'm doing this class online for the summertime. I'll be coming to you from all over the Western United States as I go through and watch your progress and post more videos to this. So my phone number, my office phone number is 435-652-7801. And again, that should be posted in my contact information on your Canvas page. Okay, so I'm looking forward to going through and pulling this off over the course of the semester. I taught 1270 online last summer, but I did it through a blog instead of using Canvas. I'm trying out Canvas here for the first time to see how it'll work. So we'll all have some questions as we go through that, and that's fine. It's all part of the process. It's a process, right? Not the product. Well, the product for me, for you, is pretty important here as well. So get in touch, get online, take a look at the syllabus, and I'll see you over the course of the semester. Ciao.